back to my channel. I'm excited to share with you the Craft Caddy that I created using the die that Erica from Scrapdiva 29 sent me. We'll follow up with a short tutorial, so stay tuned. For my Craft Caddy, this one I used the Cartabella Spring Market collection, one of my favorite collections. I absolutely love it. Spring Farmhouse Market. It's just full of pinks and teals, super cute collection. It's totally me. But I created mine so that it's a big box, essentially. Like it's a full-size Craft Caddy, and then it's got two small pockets on this side, and they're about a ½ inch thick, so I mean they can really hold some stuff too. And then this is actually a pocket here as well, and I did it on both sides, the small pocket and then this, I guess you could call it the medium pocket, and then once again the large pocket here. There's a ton of different aspects to this die. It was a lot of fun to play with. This one, I did not cut out this portion right here, and you will see on the one that I'm doing the tutorial, I did cut this out. So, you do have a couple of different options, and I've seen a lot of people do this completely different. What makes this die so unique and fun is you can really use it 1,001 different ways. I've been on Insta, kind of seeing what everybody's been doing. I've been on vacation, so I haven't been able to share this, but I'm so happy that I'm back, and I can't wait to show you how to put one together yourself. So stay tuned. So in addition to the Craft Caddy Die at Scrapdiva Designs, I will link this below. You are going to want a couple different tools. So I used... Of course, you're going to need a paper trimmer. I used my scoreboard, a sharp pair of scissors, and of course my bone folder. For the adhesives that I just used some of my art glitter glue, and I used a red line tape for this. The tape is kind of optional, you know, whatever adhesives you feel most comfortable with. But I'm going to go through the die real quick and I'll show you what I cut out. So we'll start with the bigger ones first. This is the largest die, and if you look here, I'll just take all of these off so we can use one side. So one of the dies is clearly a little larger than the other. They fit perfectly inside. So the larger die, I use that to cut 110-pound cardstock out. Sorry, animal hair. All right, 110-pound cardstock was cut out twice on this, and this will give you your base of the caddy. I used the smaller inside piece. I'm going to use that on the back of my caddy, so just beware when you're cutting this using this tutorial. They are going to go like this on the inside. So these are your inside pieces. Now for the outside pieces, I cut 2 of these, and this is the bottom. It's going to go like this on your paper. You're not going to see too much of this when you put it together this way. You're only really going to see like the outsides of it, because I added another pocket. Oh, and once again, you're going to need 2 of these. I added another pocket like this. So this is this die right here. And you're going to cut 2 of these. I did cut it out 4 times. I wanted my pocket to be nice and sturdy. So this is actually glued together. It's the pattern paper with a base of 110-pound cardstock. So once again, I did that twice. Now, for the outside pocket, I cut 2 of these. Now, this I'm sure is meant to go like this with the flap hanging open so that it looks like a pocket. For my tutorial, I reversed it so that this forms a pocket from the bottom, like this, okay? And then 2 of these. my handle, and that is, let me see, this one right here. So your handle, I cut out 2 in the pattern paper, and then once again, I wanted my handle to be nice and sturdy, so I backed it with 110-pound cardstock. So you'll need 4 of these, okay? And then the base, I cut out twice. That would be this one right here. Now, the rest of like my trims and everything, I did in a gold glitter stock. So you're gonna have this one right here, this right here, and then these 2 right here. And I did that all in the gold, as you can see. So those are just your trim pieces. All right, set everything aside, because in addition to the die cuts, I did do some hand cutting for this. So it's really simple hand cutting. You're gonna wanna cut. All right, so you're gonna wanna cut, this is 3 by 9.5. You're going to need 2 of these front pockets that measure 6.5 by 3.5. Once again, 2 of these. And then you're going to want 4 1 by 1.5 inch pieces. All right, so I'll start with these real quick. These are super simple. You're gonna do the 1 by 1.5 and score right down the center at 1/2, okay? So you want 4 of these. Once you have those cut out, you're gonna take your scissors, and I'm just gonna notch it starting at the fold this way. Once again, so you're gonna be left with something that looks like this. You're gonna wanna repeat on all of those. Now I am going to use my 3 by 9.5 piece. I'm gonna put it on my scoring board, and I'm gonna score it at 1/2 inch. I'm gonna flip it a 1/4 turn and score at 2.5. Another 1/4 turn at 1/2 inch, and one final 1/4 turn at 2.5. Now that will leave you with 4.5 inch bottom piece. Okay, set this aside. I'm once again going to take my 3.5 by 6.5, and you're gonna score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Do a 1/4 turn. We're gonna do 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and 1/4 turn, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Just like that. And we're gonna do the exact same thing for the second piece. Now I've taken the first paper, which is gonna form the base of your caddy, and now you're just gonna kind of go in and really give those folds a nice crease. Now, take our scissors again. We're just gonna kind of give this a couple notches. And this is just so it folds nicely. Miter these corners. At this point, you should have something that looks like this. Okay, now let's go over to our front pockets. And once again, this time I think I am just going to give these a little cut right now too. And I'm gonna leave this little tab right here. I am going to cut this right here and just give these folds a little extra room. I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this side. When you're done. And you're gonna repeat the exact same thing to the second one. So you have 2 of these, 1 of these, and all of these are cut down. Now, let's put this together. So, like I said, for your base pieces, you're gonna wanna put this on the back side. So I'm just gonna glue that down real quick. The back side is done. Now let's focus on the front. So you're gonna wanna grab these 2 pieces and they're gonna go down like this. I have these 2. And now I'm gonna take my handles. Now, this is an optional step. As you saw in my prototype, I did not do the step that I'm about to do. But after speaking with Erica, she had given me a really good idea, and I am going to try it out on this one. All right, as you can see, I have my handles glued down as well. I did, once again, cut these two pieces are layered. 110-pound cardstock and then my pattern paper on both of these handles. Because I wanted to try something a little new that actually works out really well, I'm going to use my craft knife and cut out the handles. Now, on this one, on my prototype, as you can see, I did not cut these handles out. So, I just kind of wanted to try something a little different this time around. So, take your craft knife and then just use it to make a nice cut around your handle. So when you're done, you should have something like that looks like this. Super fun. I love this. This is a lot of fun. But once again, you don't even need to do this. I wanted to take a couple liberties when I was redoing this. So this is a fun little add-on. So I'm just gonna set these aside and I'm gonna come over to my pockets here. Now my pockets are going to have these on top, just like this. And I'm gonna fold these creases in real well. Just make sure everything is folded nicely. The next step I'm going to take is to create my front pockets. You are going to want to grab your 2 pockets, your very front like mini pocket that goes on here, and then these are gonna go along the base just like this. So let's start with the base first, because I'll use that to measure where to put my mini pocket on the front. So let's just glue this on. Now I'm going to grab some tape. When I'm making pockets and working with small areas, red line tape is one of my favorite adhesives to use. So, especially when you're using this thin 1/8 of an inch kind. Actually, is this? Yeah, it's 1/8 of an inch. So it's just shy of 1/4. And it makes it so easy to line up, and the instantaneous adhesion is super helpful. So I'm gonna put it there, and then I'm also going to grab these. Now these are just gonna get lined up just like that on the sides, and it'll give you your pocket. I'm just going to kind of push this in just a tad, line it up. Just a little bit, just like that. Do the exact same on the other side. Now when I go to put this on, I'll be able to line it up with this tape. And I'm pretty sure I want my pocket like right about there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Use the top to kind of eye it up a little and put it, I think that's a good spot, right like that, okay? And then you can fold these pockets in. I'm gonna add a little bit of glue. Bring them up like that. And you're gonna do the exact same thing for this side. So as you can see, I've created my second mini pockets, and I've brought over the front pocket tabs that I created. So what you're gonna do is just center this up and glue it on, just like that. I'm back, and as you can see, I did put down my second pocket. I cut some 1/2-inch panels to kind of cover up the sides a little bit. And I just cut those down to a 1/2 inch by 2.5. And I left the bottom bare because you're not going to see it anyways. I used some red line tape for the sides because that is what's going to attach to my pocket right here, like this. All right. So first thing that I'm going to do is take off my bottom panel. Now I'm just going to go through. I need to add a little glue here. I am going to add a little bit of glue to these panels. Just like that. I'm gonna go in with my bone folder, make sure everything's nice and tight in there, and you've got your front panel done. Really easy. Do the exact same thing with this panel. So I've got my 2 panels. I'm gonna set this aside and bring this guy over. Now, I'm gonna use, so I brought back my middle panel and I've put the red line tape on. I've taken the tape off, or I'm sorry, I've taken the red side off this tape and I've added a little glue. And then I'm just going to line up my score line to this panel. And it'll just set nice and flat for you. And you're gonna wanna do the exact same with the opposite side. And I'm just gonna add my glue and line up your caddy. Okay, so it's just going to leave these 2 to attach. So I'm gonna go back. All right, you should have your box. Now, if you wanted to, you could obviously put some pattern paper in here. I'm choosing not to, but I am going to put some panels on these sides. Now, I just made a couple of little shakers that I'm going to use. I just quick created a shaker mix. And now I'm gonna add some glue. And this already, I used the red line to make my shaker panel. So it's actually pretty sticky. It's by about 1/8 of an inch. So my panel is 2 1/8 by 1 7/8 for my shaker. so I could have a little bit of that white showing. So I'm back and I have my final product. I added on all of my gold pieces in here. I did a little rosette for the front. This is one of the cute embellishments that are in Erica's new craft collection. Super, super cute. And that's just a little ephemera from the collection. Here's a bow that I had. It's on a clip, so it'll come off like that. And then the sides I made into shaker pockets. And then I just did a little embellishment cluster on this side panel here, or front panel, I should say. There's one of the scalloped hearts that is in the shop, along with some ephemera from the collection. I used some tissue papers, trim that I have in my stash, some pom-pom trim up here, this cute little llama on the front, and I have a crocheted heart holding it all together. And then once again, cute little shaker on the side. But thank you for watching, and head on over to Erica's shop. Use my code JEN10 for 10% off your entire purchase, and I will see you in the next crafty video. Bye.